YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another statue review. I'm super hyped and excited to review and unbox this statue for you today, guys. If you're someone who's returning to my channel, then thank you very much for watching my content. But if you're someone new, has never watched any of my videos before, please give this video a like at the bottom of the page and subscribe. It helps send this video across YouTube platform for other people looking for this sort of content. So what are we looking for? What are we talking about in this video? I received this particular gift from my wife during the holidays. I'm a big Power Ranger fan when it comes to both Green Ranger and White Ranger, and this statue makes it up in spades. It is an awesome statue. From just an analysis and doing a quick review of this package and product, I haven't unboxed it yet, but it looks so cool. Again, what we're talking about in this video is a special statue. It's licensed by Hasbro Toys, done of course of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Saban's Power Rangers, says it on the packaging, and comes out from a company called PCS Collectibles. I'm not familiar with that particular company, but think of this sort of statue like the Diamond Select statues we reviewed in past videos. It's made of PVC material, it's made of plastic, with a price point of about $50 US. Might be hard to notice, but right here the sticker was a Gamestop exclusive. I believe it's Gamestop exclusive. That's where we got this item for. It's 50 bucks. Apologies for the glare. And it's a really cool statue. I'll put it on my turntable so you can see it spin in 360. This particular item is one of 3 statues that are available in this particular wave of statues. There's the Green Ranger, the Red Ranger, which you can see in the back of the packaging, and the white one. We were torn between Green Ranger and White Ranger. I kind of favored Green Ranger, and my wife decided, you know what, I'm going to get him the Green Ranger one, and she bought it for me. Now, price point for this statue is $50 US. And I'm going to compare this statue a lot to Sideshow collectible statues, and Sideshow is really good. They're the epitome of statues in that particular genre and that space, because they make great dynamite statues. But don't overlook this statue, guys. Just because it's made of plastic doesn't mean it's cheap or crappy. It is a $50 price point, but we're going to do a full breakdown of this statue. We'll look at the packaging as a whole. We'll look at the aesthetic, the paint, and accessories. You heard me right, there is an accessory with a PVC statue, and then we'll have a final thoughts segment and conclude to say, hey, should you pick up this item for yourself and add it to your collection? With that being said, guys, let's go to breakdown and get started. All right, guys, we're in a breakdown segment looking at the Hasbro licensed Power Ranger, Green Ranger, PCS collectible statue. And the very first thing we do in a breakdown segment is look at the packaging and presentation. This is a really cool window box design. Let's break down all the parts of it up here. We have the Power Rangers listing right here. The price, which was $50 US, nice little lightning bolt design. Again, the window box display, you can see it right there. It might be coming up a little bit bright. Apologies for that. At the bottom here, we do have the Hasbro license, and it says Green Ranger across the bottom of the box. On this side, we have a nice shot of the Green Ranger playing their Dragon Dagger. Same thing happens on this side of the packaging. On the top, we have the Power Rangers, Green Ranger, PCS Collectibles. And the back of the packaging here, we have all the characters that will be coming in that wave. Of course, Green Ranger, White Ranger, and Red Ranger. Let's spin it around 360 so you can see what it would look like here on the turntable. Again, price point was $50 US. We were torn between Green Ranger and White Ranger. We went with Green Ranger because it's just a better statue. My wife picked it up for me during the holidays. I think it looks really good. Just again, a first impressions of this statue. Again, made of PVC plastic. We'll get a lot of B-roll shots of this thing unboxed, but what I'm seeing currently, it looks really good, and we have an accessory to talk about. So that being said, guys, let's get this guy out of packaging and continue the breakdown segment. Alright, guys, we have a Green Ranger PCS Collectibles out of packaging. The very first thing we do to take a statue out of packaging is look at the paint and design. This is a really cool statue, but first, before I do anything, it did come in a clamshell. I kind of showcase off the clamshell here. It comes in one of these with the accessory. It's kind of stuck on the side over here. So this is what it would look like when you pull it out of the packaging. So let's get rid of these and continue. So this looks really cool. I like the way it looks. But before I go too deep, let's look at the accessory, which is the Green Ranger dagger. This is the Dragon Dagger. Great amount of paint on this thing. They did a great job on this Dragon Dagger. This is better than most toys Dragon Daggers I've seen in the past. Looks really good. And it simply just slots into his hands. You see his hands in this open grip right here. Let me kind of move him a little closer so you can see. His hands are like this. So all you really do is you just simply slide the Dragon Dagger right into his hands and it slots right in there and you're good to go. This statue looks really good. I'm going to spin it on a turntable so you can see what it would look look like. I love the pose, the leg extended right here, the musculature. They did a really good job for a plastic statue. Again, this is made of PVC material. This is not acrylic. This is not like a Sideshow collectible statue. This is made of plastic. I love the attention to detail for the dragon coin right here. Again, he's stuck to the dragon coin in this really cool dynamic pose. And one thing, let's take a look at it real quick. The underside of the coin, there's a stand here. You can see the stand. So it's leaning on this stand like this, in this position. So it's always in this really cool position here. I love the way this thing looks. You can't really mess this statue up as far as putting the accessory in place. The amount of detail and deco is astounding. I'm taking a lot of B-roll shots. You'll see them sprinkled throughout the entire video here. They did a really, really good job on this particular Green Ranger statue. I love the shine because there's like a shimmer to it. It's sort of metallic in certain accents of the statue. The dragon shield looks perfect here. The dragon dagger sheath is the only problem that we need to talk about, and it's the only real negative on the statue. I don't know if you can see it. I'll kind of turn it this way. The dragon dagger sheath, you can see it. It's right here. It's dangling from his hip. It is solid. It's not been drilled out, so you can't store the dragon dagger in the sheath. Even though it's a piece of plastic dangling, that you can't store this weapon away, unfortunately. And I'm okay with that if you're, let's say, a maker and you wanted to work on that and hollow this out so this could fit. You could probably do that. I'm not going down that road. I don't really care as long as he holds the dagger and it's snug. I mean, I can pull this from his hand, but he's holding it tight enough, so I'm not super worried of him losing this weapon. So I'm very, very happy the way it looks here. Again, love the pose, love the deco. They did an astounding job with this piece. His foot is positioned upward, so he's on his toes here. So I love the way this looks. I'll get a little closer shots here so you can see more detail and deco that I'm talking about here, guys, instead of being so far away. It looks so, so good. They did such a good job on this statue. It's astounding. This is made of plastic. It is, you can hear it, it is technically hollow, but it's just for being hollow. Don't let that fool you. This is a dynamite statue. I highly, highly recommend picking this statue up in place of the Sideshow collectible statue, which is just so much more money. I know Sideshow made a statue of Green Ranger and it's super, super pricey. This is a great alternative for a third of the cost and great durability, small footprint. With that being said, guys, let's go to final thoughts and wrap up this video. Alright guys, final thoughts on the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Green Ranger, licensed by Hasbro, produced by PC Collectibles Statue. Would I recommend buying this statue? First, again, I go back to this all the time in my final thoughts. Are you a fan of Power Rangers? Do you like Green Ranger? Me, that's a given. I love Green Ranger. I like the old school Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But this was definitely a home run for me. Love this particular statue. Price point, again, $50 US. Don't overlook this statue as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. The biggest problem with Sideshow Collectibles really is three pieces. One is they're extremely expensive. They're high-end premium formats. They're super, super pricey. We're talking hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars. They're not durable. Their durability is always in question. I've had reviews I've actually shot content for that I had to scrap because I've broken statues. They're extremely delicate statues. They're pieces of art, in my personal opinion. And probably the biggest other issue is their footprint is so large. You need a huge amount of space to store Sideshow collectible statues or Iron Studio statues. They're by Sideshow, but they take a lot of space. Don't overlook something like this, guys. It is a good price point. $50 US is not too bad. You can use, let's say, I got this at Gamestop. If you were, let's say, a Gamestop Pro member, you get a $5 coupon, you drop the price to $45. They have a lot of discounts for collectibles, not just statues, but Funko, action figures, statues. You usually get like a 20-25% discount. You can stack that discount with that coupon. You could probably get a statue like this for like $30-35 US. I advise striking when the iron is hot for some type of deal like that. As far as price goes. Two, it's durable. This thing is made of plastic. I like the way it looks. As I mentioned in the breakdown segment, it's in that really cool dynamic pose. The only issue I really could see happening is it falling or tumbling a lot. It might be separating from the power coin, but you could probably just glue it back into position. And the last point, I would say, it doesn't take a whole lot of space. The coin is a little bit large, but it doesn't take a huge footprint. That's why I like things like this sort of statue and things like the Diamond Select statues. They don't take a huge amount of space on your shelf. You can have a lot of these laid out compared to a sideshow, which just takes double or triple the amount of space, and the footprint is much, much larger. Again, don't overlook a statue like this. It's well worth the money, in my personal opinion. Again, they make several of these particular statues. As I showcased it off in the breakdown, this one comes in a series of 3 different statues. You have Green Ranger here, which is what we're talking about. You have White Ranger and Red Ranger. They did come up with a Lord Dracon version of it, which is sort of this sort of pose. It's a combination, of course. Lord Dracon is a Dynamite comic created character, which is Tommy Oliver, of course, Green Ranger from a different alternate universe. He has both the Green Ranger and White Ranger powers sort of merged together. He is a bad guy. All in all, if my personal opinion goes, guys, absolutely buy this statue. The only real, if you had to really nitpick, is the sheath that the dragon dagger goes into is solid. You can't put the weapon, you can't store the weapon away. So if you didn't want him to have him holding the dragon dagger, you can't store it. That would be the only, if you were nitpicking, if you were really splitting hairs, the only negative I really think about this statue. But my personal opinion, definitely buy this statue. With that being said, I hope you like this video. Give it a like at the bottom of the page. Click the subscribe button, which picture my face. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, kind of be notified for my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, you'll click Windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video. And bye-bye.